Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good night for some people from Australia. Hello from Scotland. Let's start. Hello, Osman. Nice to have you here. Um, I will start with the presentation. My name is José Souza. I work from the product team on NOVUS. I'm a product specialist responsible for the controllers and indicators for all the NOVUS line. Today, we are here to present to you the new modular controller. Let's just pass to the presentation. Just confirming, is everything okay with the audio? Everyone can hear me? Okay, so let's start. First, we'll start for the agenda. We'll start with the product overview, then we'll go for some technical specifications, a bit longer part of the presentation. Then we'll have a briefly look on the software configurator, hands-on on the quick tune, some part of the application, then we finish with the questions. If you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to post it on the chat. We'll mark them to answer on the end of the presentation. Okay. Okay. Let's start. We start with the timeline of the PEG controllers. They began being developed in 1911 with the common controllers, and the digital ones started on the 70s. Now it's already 14 years on the market producing quality controllers. And to celebrate our anniversary, we are launching this new modular controller. That's just me get my laser right here. Here you can see the first controller NOVUS released in 1989, the UCP. Here are some that may be a common name for you, the N1100, or as we call here, N1. Sorry. No, sorry. Audio problems. The N2000 408D, the last presentation, the 1050, and now we're releasing the N20K48. 48 for this size, but let's go to the controller itself. Let's talk about the origins of this project. It was conceived about 20 years ago by our founders. It has the Lego concept where you can plug in any I/O on the controller and it will work with the main part. But the time they concept this controller, the technology did not meet the needs for this development. With the evolution of the technology, the reduction in size of the chips and the microprocessor chips, they made this project possible. Okay, so it took some time from the planning to the start of the project and for the release today. And what's the modular controller? Well, the modular controller is composed of three parts. The first part is called the N20K48. It can work separately from the modular controller. It's a controller for itself. Okay, it has the high contrast 11 segments LCD display that allows a good viewing regardless of the angle, and it also has a native Bluetooth capacity, so it can be configured via Bluetooth. And the depth is similar to the 1030 that we have on the market today. Completed the modular controller, we have the dock, as we call, or rack, is also termed, but the name is dock. It connects on the rear of the controller and allows the connection of the modules. The dock has the capacity of 8 modules right now, 8 slots. at the maximum. And finishing the modular set, we have the modules using the click-and-go technology that is patented by NOVUS, plug-and-play connection. It's not require any drive installation or any configuration to accept the module. You just connect it on the rear of the dock and you turn on the equipment and it's working. Now let's go to the more technical part. As we have said before, it has the Bluetooth and the LCD display, but in addition, it has also a graphic bar, as you can see here, that can show the steps of the ramps and soaks or the output of the controller in percentage. It also has the detachable connector as the N1030 that facilitates the installation on panels. It has the micro B type USB connection, so it can be configured by Bluetooth or via USB, also via keyboard, but that's the common one. And that's make it possible that you can configure from any computer, notebook, or smartphones. As the processor part, it is more powerful than our any 1200, having the better PAD algorithm than the same one. In size, is comparable to the N1030, as I have said, and the display is similar to N1050. So we got the better of the best controllers that we have for this new generation. We also modified how the menu works on this controller. You are able to navigate just from one direction. If you pass the option that you are needing to configure it on the keyboard, you need to go over all the cycles. In this model, you can go through the menus bidirectionally. So you can go from left to right and up and down on the options. This facilitates the manual configuration of the controller. You can go exactly where you want to configure the parameter. Other point that I need to say here is we have also implementing some options to show or hide some parameters of the controller, as the run option, the program option, so you can customize the controller as better fits your needs. For the inputs and outputs, the N20K48 has as we call a universal input. It can accept thermocouples, PT100 for 20 milliamps, and 3 relay output right here. Oh, the photo is wrong. It's a 3.3 amps relay. I need to fix that. And has a pulse output of 5 volts. It also have the full range power supply from 100 to 240 volts, and the 24 volts power supply in different models. Going over the ramps and soaks programs, we also have been improving the ramps and soaks, having an option where you have the ramp to soak as the 480D, or ramps and soaks with 20 programs and 9 segments each that can be interconnected to do a big program. Can connect all the 20 programs as one single program that will work one after the other. In addition, in case of power outage or power failure on the controller, you have also added the option to resume the program to the exact point before the problem started. So at this exact second when the controller was turned off, There's a second option for the beginning of the segment, so we start the segment all over again from the beginning of the program, so we start automatically from the start of the program, or to stop the operation out. So the operator needs to manually set the program to run again. We see more in depth on the hands-on on the next slide. Today we're also releasing the Quick Tune Mobile and the Quick Tune Update, which both are capable to configure the N20K48 via Bluetooth and USB host. The Quick Tune for computers will also provide the Bluetooth configuration, so any notebooks that has Bluetooth can be used to configure the N20K48. One doubt that might be coming to your mind right now is about the SSID. How I will know what is the controller that I'm configuring. From Factor, the SSID will present as the equipment serial number, but it can be customized for any name that you need. You can set it as Oven 1, Factor 1, Oven 2 from Factor 2. So when you turn on your Bluetooth and try to scan the controllers, it has the exact name, so there's no confusion. Also, when you connect the Bluetooth from the smartphone or notebook to the N20K48, it will blink 3 times to show on the screen that's what is the controller that you're connecting. Here I bring some screenshots from the Quick Tune Mobile. You can see the interface. Our focus was to keep the same standards as the Quick Tune for computers, notebooks, make it easier for new users to adapt to this new version, as well as highlight the main functions of the controller. Here you can see the SSID is the serial number of the controller, has the signal. We have the same options as the Quick Tune for computers: configuration, diagnosis, create configuration, open offline configuration. We can do update the firmware via Bluetooth, so no need for cables when updating controllers. And here's, I think, is the most used feature, that is the diagnostics via Bluetooth. So you can be on your factory, don't need to remove any controller from the panels, don't need to open the panels to connect the USB cable. You just scan the Bluetooth devices and you can monitor the variables that it's working, to see if your reps and soaks is going as expected, to see if there's no temperature variations. I think this is the most useful function of the Quick Tune Mobile. Here is a quick screen from the Quick Tune where you can check the models that are connections. Where you can check the models that are connected to the device when you read it from the Quick Tune and Quick Tune Mobile. So the first time you read the device, it shows all the connected models. So you don't need to remove the device from the panel to see what is connected to it. In case of replacement, if you need to replicate the configuration of the application for another product, you can see what is connected to it. It's also possible to create an offline configuration in both Quick Tunes, mobile or not. In this way, you can pre-configure the equipment before you have the module installed. So you can set, like I have here, 2 relays, 5 amps on the first module. So I can configure it that way, configure how the module will work, and send configuration to the N20K48. After that, I can install the module. I don't need to have all the devices and all the modules on hand to do the configuration. Now I will pass to the Quick Tune screen. Just a moment. Right here, Quick Tune version 2.0. And here we have the create configuration. Down here we have the N20K48. That's If someone is confused, it's the same controller. The modular controller ON20K48 is the same thing for now. It's just the name that changed from the main controller to the kit with the dock and the modules. Here we have both models, 24 and normal. Doesn't change anything from the configuration. It's just for firmware options. Here you can select the device and say that you want to configure the external modules. So you can select right here, let's say 2 relays. It's set on the position. You can configure the RS485. You can put 3 digital inputs, 3 digital outputs. We will see the modules on the next slide, but here's just to show how the configuration is done on the QuickTune. Here you can proceed, wait for some seconds to open the configuration. Here we can see nothing changed from the actual QuickTune. We have the same options in the same order, the same menus, they are here. What changed is the Alt A. Here you have the relay, so you can configure it as control alarms or Modbus coil, timer, anything that you need. Output B, the 5 volts pulse, so same configurations. And after that, you have all the modules. If you don't have any modules, the next option will be the ramps and soaks. But as here we have the 2 relays, it shows both options. Here you can configure the first relay, same options as the last one, and the second one. The same applies for the digital inputs and digital outputs. Every time you add a module, you add a menu where you can configure this on the software and on the controller itself. Does not need to be only on the software. To facilitate the operation, you can click directly on the module. So it takes to the module page configuration. As you can see here, you can jump from one to another or use the up tab to do that. Here you have the 485 module. Hemps and soaks also has a change where you can select the hemp and soak, so it will have a rate of the temperature evolution. So what temperature it will take to what height of heat or cold, depending on the process, it will take to reach the set point, and what time, how much time it needs to be on this set point. So it's an option that our 480D has. Some of you like it, so we bring it to this new controller. And we also have the ramps and soak programs. That's the classic 20 programs, 9 segments. Here we have the ramps and soak tools that facilitates the configuration itself. You can change it on the list, or you can change it on the screen. So what you prefer, you can adjust your ramps and soaks, connect the next program. So you can see here we have a new program. Let's just add some points. And under here, you can see they both connected. It's the same configuration of our old controllers. Nothing changed in this screen. Let's go back. Right here on calibration, there's some changes. Here you can change the SSID of the controller. You can put any name that you need. Let's say oven 1. Build one so you can know where the controller is. You can enable, disable the Bluetooth interface. If you don't want to use it, you can disable, so it will not show on any Bluetooth device. Here you can customize if you want to show the manual option. I know some oven manufacturers don't like the manual option because some clients may change by mistake the option to manual. So when the oven will give 100% of the heat and will burn out. So we lose the oven and the controller. So here you can disable it. So we will only open on manual. You can change on the calibration screen. We can also hide the program option and the run option. So you can customize your controller more for your needs. Under here, you have the edit models. You can remove the models or add any new models for the configuration. You don't need to go to the main screen to do this. Let's say I put an analog output right here. I click on proceed, and it will remove the screens from the models that I have removed and add the new model. These screens are all mounted on the first scan, so there's a little 3 seconds to show the screens. The rest of the software remains the same, both from mobile and from computers. The batch option, the configuration report, or support, you can open a ticket right here. You can open the manual from the controller. All the options remains the same. Okay. Let's go back to the presentation. Just one moment. Okay. Right here, let's talk about the models. On the release today, we have 5 modules. There are the 3 digital inputs, 3 digital outputs, 2 5-amp relays, 2 relays from 5-amp, RS485, and analog output module. Okay. Over the time in the future, we pretend to release more modules. So we are working on new modules. We are planning new modules. So the idea is that we release all the new technologies on modules, not on the controller itself, because this makes it easier for inserting new technologies. The controller remains the same. You just need to insert a new module and it will work. Right now, with 5 modules, we have, and the 8 slots, we have about, let me check right here, 410,000 combinations for the module, all the modules. We pretend to expand that in the future. Right here, talking about the size of the modules. Our dock has 8 slots. Okay, the slots is how we call the size. So we have models that has one slot, 2 slots, or 4. Right now on the release, they're just 1 and 2. So these are the main ones. The 4th one will come later. The 1 and 2 modules, the 1 and 4 modules can be installed in any position. So doesn't matter where you install it, it will work. The 2 slots module, that is this one, you need to be installed on the edges of the controller. So on the slot 1, 3, 5, or 7. Because of the clip that holds the module on the dock. Right here you can see the clip. It does not have the clip on the middle side, so it cannot go on the middle of the dock. You can only use it on the edges. Okay. About the modules itself, you also have the label on the top of the module, so we can see what kind of the module is, if you need to remove it or before you install it. On the bottom of the module, it will have the serial number, so each module has its serial number for control. As the configuration part, all modules parameters are recorded on the module chip. In this way, when you start the controller, it scans all the models that are connected and show the model and the position of the module on the software. And that's how the connection click and go works. Sorry, we have some technical problems right here. Okay, we're back. So how do you insert and remove the module? We cannot do a hot change on the modules. It needs to be a cold one, because when you start the controller, it will scan all the modules on the dock and it will show it and read the menus and configure it itself. So we cannot do a hot swap on this controller, but in tests we done here in Novus, we removed and inserted modules without any physical problems. It will show error on screen, but will not damage the controller in any way. So if you, for some reason, needs to be a hot swap, do a hot swap, you just need to reboot the controller, take the power off, and turn it on again. It will work normally. Talk about some advantages from this product. In addition to the technology itself, it has an easy customization for any customer. We currently have a limited number of updates that we can do on our controllers, our line of controllers, and it needs to take open the controller, install some board, and configure it via hardware. You need some technical person to do this. Not anyone can do, but with this new technology, the click and go technology, anyone can do that. You just connect the module and it is working. Don't need to open the controller, don't need to set some parameter to configure it. Just connect and use. Another thing that is really useful is the maintenance from the controller. If you have some controller and there's a power outage, it will probably burn the input or output where it's connected, and you have to remove all the controller from the panel and install a new one, or send to us and request a new one. With the modular controller, the modules are isolated, so in case of power outage or something like that, probably only the module will burn. You can remove the module and install a module from the same type on the same connection, and you work normally. You can do this maintenance in 30 seconds if you have the spare module on your stock. It is so much easier to do maintenance and change modules. You can do upgrades very easy. If you have a new application that needs a new output, a new input, now you need a RS-485 communication. In the future, if you need Ethernet or Wi-Fi need on your controller, you need to go IoT for the 4.0 industry. You can just connect a module on your existing controller and it work normally. No problems, no upgrades, no technical maintenance on the controller. Just connect the micro modules and it work. Another thing that we see as a great advantage from the controller is actually we have a lot of models of controllers, indicators, and below these controllers indicators we have a lot of, we call them families of controllers. Below them, there a version with 24 volts, a version for full range, a version that has 3 relays, a version that has 2. So a number of products, models that we need to have on stock. both from Novus and from distributors around the world. We know that is a problem, this stock management, but with the new modular controller, you have just 8 models, so you can reach any of this with the combination of models, you can reach any of your previous controllers. So you don't need to keep 15 models of controllers in your stock. You just need 8, and you have all the combinations. That facilitates a lot from maintaining the stock itself for circulating. Let me see right here. Yeah, I think that's it. I will open for questions right now. If you have any doubt that we did not reach something that we did not mention, let's check right here what you have in questions. Just a moment. Okay, the question is, can you have max 8 models in quick tuning? Yes, on this model, the 20K48, as is the 48 for 48 controller, we have the limitation of 8 models at the maximum. If you use the relay ones, it will be 4 models, but it will depend. You have 8 slots, and that's what you can configure on the quick tune as is the maximum that you can connect on the controller itself. Let's see the next one. Mike, can you specificate what do you mean with guaranteed soak with this controller? I think the answer is probably yes, but if you can put more details on the post, we can get an answer. Do we have Modbus address document? Yes, we have. It is released now on the website. We have the manual from the N20K48 with all the address. We also have a data sheet for every module, because the idea of the modules is that in the future we can use the same module in another products for another family. Maybe you can connect on an indicator, maybe on a log box. Ideas from the future. So they have separate documents, and all of them are on website in all languages. Have English, Spanish, French, and Portuguese. Let's see some more question. Kevin, I will check this conforma quoted information, and I will inform you directly, and also post on the video for people that are watching after the presentation. Let's see some more question, just a moment. Yeah, Mike, depending on how you configure the ramps and soak, the controller will stop the heating process, or stop the timer if it did not meet the required temperature. So it guarantees that you have that temperature, or it will not start the timer itself. The soak only starts when you reach the needed temperature. So I think it attains the guaranteed soak needs. Let's see some more questions. Just a moment, people. There's a lot of messages right here, and just rolling. Cloud integration options. Right now, we don't have a cloud because we have only 485 communication. It is compatible with all the supervisory novels per view and any SCADA software. You can read the configurations via the Modbus module. In the future, we pretend to have Wi-Fi and Ethernet connected on the controller. We're studying it yet. We pretend to use MQTT for the integration. So for Novus, it's obvious that we need to have the MQTT from the Novus cloud, and all the other clouds. They all use this protocol, and we think this is the way to integrate the clouds with our controller. Let's see the next one. Mike, it is CE approved. The UL is on approval right now. Okay, we think next week or for the end of the month we will receive the UL confirmation. On our tests, everything is okay, no problems at all. But they take some time to approve the device. So we are not yet UL certificate, but it's under certification. Let's see, Donald. The pricings are already available with our sellers. Please contact your key account. We have, I think everyone is on the chat. We have Marco right here. Let's check. Jenny probably will be on the next webinar that for Latin America. Claudio is also right here. So please contact them to get the pricings. They are already available for you. Okay, about the Bluetooth information. The softwares, the QuickTune is already available on our website. The QuickTune Mobile was sent to the Apple Store and the Play Store for Android and iPhones. We are under evaluation. They take some hours to approve and to release the software on the Novus page on the store. So it may take some hours to appear for you on your smartphone, but it will be there today. Let's check more questions. The module that has a coaxial connection is the prototype that we are working for the Wi-Fi module. You mean, let me just change here. This one, right? It's Wi-Fi. We are working on it. We don't have any specification to pass to you yet. It will release in the future, but the product is the coaxial connection for the external antenna cable. As we know, controllers go on the panel. Most of the panels are made of some league of metal wire, so you need an external antenna. We are planning for this in the future. Let's see some more question. Yes, it's possible to run a diagnosis via Bluetooth, both from laptops, notebooks, or smartphones. You just need to find the device via SSID and start the diagnosis. You can see all the parameters without removing the controller from the panel. Let's see some more questions. Okay, Mike, we can, if you want, we can talk later with me, or I think Marco is the key account, but or with our support, I can show you where you can set the deviation from the ramps and soaks on your device that you have or on this new device. So you can check that later. Just send your contact. You can reach you about that question. Yes, Marco, the pins that connect the modules, they are golden coated for better durability and also better data transfer from the module to the dock and for the controller. Let's see, we have some more questions. Okay, Claudio informed us that Novus website was updated right now, so everything is online. If you need to access the material, we'll send you the images. We have the manuals, the data sheets, the video of the product. Go see that video, is really great. Check more. Okay. Yes, Mike, we are working on the connections on Wi-Fi and Ethernet. Both must have the Modbus because it is what most of our products use right now, and also the MQTT. So they will have both. Let's check more. Well, I think that's all the questions. If you have any other questions, here I let my contact. Feel free to call me. We can schedule a meeting. You can talk with your key account. Also, can do a presentation. Any doubts, any suggestions we are receiving. For people that are watching this video after the live transmission, feel free to let any comments below. We will answer all the comments. If you've got any doubts, we want to hear it about. Okay. If you have no more questions, I will end the transmission right here. I thank you all for your time and have a great day.